Beloved, welcome. Today you and I are stepping into something rare, something sacred. This is the pre-arc portal opening for our new collaboration across the VybeShift podcast and the Vybrational Stage podcast. A shared journey we are calling The Anatomy of Non-Peace, a vibrational guide to becoming joy. This moment marks the first breath of a new multi-arc collaboration designed to take you not just through understanding joy, but into the embodiment of joy, a kind of joy that doesn't depend on circumstance, validation, productivity, or even hope, a joy that arises from a deeper enoughness. Because in the VybeShift podcast, we are beginning a new 10-episode arc called The Frequency of Enough. And in the Vybrational Stage podcast, we're widening the lens, exploring what prevents peace, what dissolves peace, and what builds peace, not as avoidance, but as energetic literacy. Together, these arcs create a single unified journey. One arc explores what joy is built from. The other explores what joy must be liberated from. And together, they guide you into sovereign, stabilized state of vibrational joy. Today's episode is the grounding stone, the pre-arc invitation, the moment of truth where we sit together and ask, what is the anatomy of non-peace? Where does it take root in the mind? And how does it shape the reality we think we're living in? Because before we can guide you into joy, we must illuminate the places where joy has been quietly blocked. Before we can explore the frequency of enough, we must meet the compulsive, unconscious frequency of not enough. And before we can initiate your rise into joy, we need to map the terrain you've been walking through without realizing it. So today we begin with truth, gentle, loving truth, the kind that liberates, not the kind that condemns. Section 1, the troubled architecture of non-peace. Most people think non-peace is stress, overwhelm, anxiety, frustration, disappointment, and fear. But these are only surface ripples. Non-peace is not an emotion, it's a structure, it's a scaffolding, a system your nervous system has learned to build and rebuild, sometimes daily. Non-peace has an internal architecture, and it usually includes 1. A story that you think you're obligated to live. 2. A pressure you've inherited but never questioned. 3. A fear that keeps you from stepping fully into yourself. 4. A fracture between who you are and who you're performing as. And 5. A wound that whispers, you must earn your worth. Non-peace is not chaos. It's a structure built from repeated beliefs. Joy isn't random either. Joy is a frequency state that becomes accessible only once the architecture of non-peace is softened, loosened, and finally dissolved. Section 2. How non-peace blocks joy. When your inner world is shaped by non-peace, you develop what I call vibrational distortions. These distortions aren't moral failings, they're survival adaptations. They sound like, I'll feel at peace when I finally get ahead. I just need to fix this one thing. Someday I'll be happy, but not now. When they validate me, I'll feel whole. If I stop trying, everything will fall apart. Non-peace trains you to postpone joy, bargain with peace, outsource your enoughness, shrink your truth, and delay your life. This arc is about ending the cycle permanently. Section 3. Why this collaboration matters. The VybeShift podcast and the Vybrational Stage podcast are about to do something we've never done before. 2 arcs, 2 vantage points, 1 unified ascension path. The VybeShift podcast will take you into the frequency of enough, understanding the baseline frequency required for peace, joy, clarity, receptivity, intuition, connection, and manifestation. The Vybrational Stage podcast will take you into the anatomy of non-peace, understanding the distortions, fractures, and survival energies that pull you out of joy again and again. One explains the medicine, one reveals the wound. Together, they create the healing. Section 4, a direct invitation to your higher self. This collaboration isn't entertainment, it's activation. It is designed to gently alter the architecture of your inner world. By the end of these arcs, your nervous system will hold peace differently. Your sense of enough will feel internal rather than circumstantial. You will stop negotiating with your joy. You will recognize peace not as a place you visit, but a home you live in. And most importantly, joy will stop being an emotion. It will become your baseline frequency. Section 5, Activation Moment. Beloved, place a hand on your heart or your solar plexus. Breathe. Feel this truth. You have never been broken. You have only been burdened. And today is the day you put the first burden down. Today is the day you stop trying to deserve joy and start learning to be joy, to embody joy, to become joy, not through perfection, but through presence. Section 6, Closing the Pre-Arc Opening. In the next episodes, we begin mapping the territories, the wounds, the patterns, the inherited scripts, the subtle distortions, the unconscious beliefs, and the energetic blocks that make joy feel far away. And then we will guide you step by step into the frequency of enough. This collaboration is a sacred doorway, and beloved, you've just stepped through it. Welcome to the anatomy of non-peace. Welcome to the frequency of enough. Welcome to the path of becoming joy.